Thank you for being here today. I'm Ashley Bayonne, founder of Check Moon Valley First. And today joining me is Jill Templeton-Haislip, a Moon Valley resident and global real estate advisor with DeGeorge Partners, Russ, Lyon, Sotheby's International Realty. With certifications as a senior real estate specialist, resort and second home property specialist, military relocation professional, and accredited buyer's representative, Jill brings specialized expertise to clients at every stage of life. Her intimate knowledge of our community and the commitment to truly listening helps her find homes that fit her clients' lifestyles perfectly. Thank you for being here today, Jill.
Thank you so much, Ashley. I'm excited.
I'm excited too. We'll jump right into our first question. Can you tell us about your partnership with Karen DeGeorge and what makes DeGeorge Partners so special?
Absolutely. So when I got my license, I knew that I wanted to be a part of Russ, Lyon, Sotheby's. And at that time, DeGeorge Partners was in a bigger team environment. And I knew that that's where I wanted to go. So when I had the opportunity to work with Karen, I knew it was a, once in a lifetime opportunity. Karen has been an agent here in Fountain Hills going on 25 years. And she is one of the top leading real estate agents, not only in Fountain Hills, but in Arizona. And her vast knowledge that she has of real estate is truly a career for her, helps me to be a better real estate agent. And what I really love about Karen is that this isn't a transaction. This is a relationship with our clients. And that's 100% what I believe in. We are there helping people make what is in most cases the biggest decision of their lives and being able to help walk them through that process. We truly hold their hand through all of it. There is 6 of us on the team, and one of them is our transaction coordinator, who is hands-on holding people's hand through the entire process from the moment we are writing an offer until we have closed escrow. And so we just really have that approach where when you work with DeGeorge Partners from the very first meeting all the way through, it is hands-on, it is committed to our clients, and it's walking you through the process, not just getting a house sold. So it's very intimate, which I really love.
Yeah, that sounds like what people really want too. People, especially who haven't maybe done this before, or like you said, it is their biggest transaction. They want to know what comes next. They want to know the people who are helping them and that they can trust them and they'll be communicated with.
Absolutely. And, a lot of individuals, especially our office is in Fountain Hills, our primary office. We also have one in Scottsdale. And then, we do work Cave Creek, Moon Valley, those areas. But the primary amount of clients that we're working with are mature adults. So 55 years and older. And when was the last time they purchased a house? A lot has changed. Real estate changes every year, but let alone if you haven't purchased something in 10, 20, 30 years, the process is completely changed. Plus, we have a lot of folks that come from out of state. And so some of them may have an attorney who is a part of the process. Here, that's different. We have title and escrow. So just getting people educated to how does Arizona do it? And here is the up-to-date of what real estate looks like today. So it's really something that you have to stay on top of and making sure that you're abreast of all the changes to help your clients through that process.
Wow. I had no idea all of that went into a real estate transaction, and it makes sense why there would need to be all the hand holding and just being right next to the client as they go through it.
Yes.
As a Moon Valley resident yourself, what do you love most about this community, and how does living here help you to better serve your clients?
So when my husband and I moved to Arizona, we were trying to decide where we wanted to live. We knew Scottsdale the best just because we had family there. And when we were looking around, I said, I have to be to where I can see the mountains, like physically walk out my door and be able to go hiking. And I had gone to an event over at the Moon Valley Country Club, and I fell in love with the area. I love that the homes are not cookie cutter, that each one of our homes is different, that our property is just a smidge bigger. We're not on acreage, but we're also not pressed right up next to each of the houses. And so I love the uniqueness of Moon Valley. I love that we have Shaw Butte, North Mountain, Lookout Mountain, all right there. We're in the middle of the this huge city, but yet we have all of this beauty around us, and we can walk out our door and do a multitude of different hikes. And so I just think that it's absolutely beautiful where we're at. All of our homes are very unique. We're just a tight-knit community, and of course our fabulous Christmas events that we have. I mean, I think our lights are hands down the best of anywhere in the valley, and I just love that everybody really jumps into not only the Christmas lights but also the luminaries on Christmas Eve, and I just think it makes it really special. And so by my living in Moon Valley, I'm able to better serve my clients by giving them that inside information. You like hiking? Here's all the hiking trails that you can go on. Did you know there's a North Mountain Visitor Center? Most people don't, right? I mean, remember when we did the event there? Most people had no idea. And just being able to connect them to the local businesses. That's why I appreciate what you're doing with Check Moon Valley First, is people want to support local business. So being able to work with your neighbor, whether that's 2 streets down or, across the road, we know that we're supporting local. And so I absolutely love that. I think that we have a great community, and being able to introduce people where I love living is a huge benefit.
I love that. And I went to look at Christmas lights last night, and I think it's like twice as big as it even was last year, which is hard to imagine. People are
Right.
going all out. It's incredible. So
Yes.
thank you for highlighting all that is special about Moon Valley, Jill.
Yes.
You say buying or selling a home is about more than just a transaction. Can you share an example of how you've helped a client through an important life decision beyond just the numbers of a real estate transaction?
It's hard for me to really narrow that down. When I got the question from you, I was trying to pinpoint a specific client that I've helped. And as I had mentioned in the beginning, I'm fortunate enough to be able to help typically mature adults who are maybe in a different stage of life. And so to be able to help them to maybe move from a family home where they raise their family with their kids there, and now they are right sizing to what size works best for them, is truly an emotional experience, and helping them understand that going from 3,000 square feet to 2,800 square feet is fine. Don't worry about the size. Worry about what is going to work best for you in your new situation. I also had a situation where I had a family who had a major family event where they needed to move fairly quickly, and we had to find the right home in the right location for them and do it in a quick time frame. So being able to be on point throughout the entire process of making sure that everything is done efficiently, it is exactly the area that they're looking for, and just making this part of this big change for them seamless was extremely important. So it's hard for me to narrow down one specific one, because I feel like the majority of the folks that I work with, they're having some type of life event going on where we need to really have precision, and timing and detail is extremely important.
And another thing I think of when I think of you, Jill, is that you have a lot of contacts for people who are really trusted contacts. So if they need a reverse mortgage specialist, you have that. If they need a title company, you have people you trust. And I think that goes a long way with just people knowing that their transaction is going to close at the end of the day.
I
So
appreciate that you brought that up, because that is absolutely something that I really pride myself in, is making sure that we have trusted resources. Anybody can Google and find what business they're looking for, but all of the folks that I recommend have been vetted. And if I don't personally know somebody, I will reach out to my fellow Russ Lyon network and ask them who they have that is a trusted professional. I won't just Google somebody, because I want to make sure that my clients are being extremely well taken care of, and it has to be with somebody who has a proven track record.
amazing. You even know the best GC as well. Your
I do.
husband, David Hayslip.
Yes,
So if someone buys a fixer-upper or something they want remodeled, you have that person literally at your side that you can call in and get them quick help.
absolutely. Yes, well taken care of.
You hold several certifications, including senior real estate specialist. Can you briefly explain what this means and how it helps to serve your client?
Prior getting into real estate, I worked in the senior living industry. I have a passion for working with folks who are in the mature stage of life. I feel that in many cases, especially our older individuals, need a little bit more hand-holding through the process. They don't want to do everything online. They don't want to sign all of their documents via DocuSign. They want to have that one-on-one interaction in person. And I love that. I love spending time with my clients. I like being able to have that closer relationship. I like being able to sit down in the office and let's review homes before we drive out, rather than me just emailing them and then, okay, let's meet at such and such. And so that process when I was in senior living has moved over with me into real estate. Now I have the ability to not only help folks maybe move into a senior living community, but right size. Is it a multi-generational home that they need to find? Do they need to downsize? Like I said, it could be just 200 square feet difference. That's still downsizing. Or for some folks, maybe even move into a larger home. Or I have the luxury of helping a lot of snowbirds find second homes, which is a lot of fun. They're looking at homes in a totally different fashion. It's about entertaining and having a good time. And so I think that my specializations and my designations help the majority of the clientele that I tend to come across. Now, I'm happy to help anybody buy and sell a house, but I just tend to find that most of my clients are in that mature stage of life. And so I really wanted to be able to best serve them with getting special designations and certifications. And then I took it one step further. I do offer a Retirement's Next Steps workshop at my office. It is monthly. And we highlight our industry experts. They come in and give a 45-minute presentation on what their area of expertise is that helps individuals in retirement. And then we also have a podcast that is on my YouTube channel where you can also get some quick tidbits and stuff like that. So it's all about providing resources for our clients.
With the backing of Russ, Lyon, Sotheby's International Realty, how does that global reach benefit local Moon Valley sellers, and what kind of marketing power does that provide to your clients?
So I'm going to brag a little bit on Sotheby's International Realty. So we are in 85 countries across the world. Not many places can say that. So we truly do offer our clients worldwide exposure when they are looking to sell their house. When we list a property, it goes out to all of our countries, all of our offices. We have over 1,100 offices across the world with over 26,000 global real estate advisors. So with that backing, we are getting your house out in front of everybody that needs to see it. You don't know if somebody in England is looking to move to Moon Valley. You never know where somebody's going to be coming from. So let's get your house in front of all of them. We did over $157 billion in real estate in 2024. That's quite an astounding number, right? So people know that when they want to work with the best company, they're looking for Sotheby's. And Russ Lyon had the opportunity to partner with Sotheby's, which took Russ Lyon, which is a powerhouse here in Arizona, combine it with Sotheby's, and you have the best. People see that blue sign and they know that you're going to find luxury. Now, people a lot of times think that luxury is a price point, and it's not, it's a service. We can give you the exact same service, whether you are selling a $200,000 condo or a $20 million house. Because we are the best at what we do, all of our agents take it to that next level. You're going to receive that outstanding service. In addition to that, any of our properties that we have, as I had mentioned, they are pushed out globally. We're featured in New York Times, Mansion Global, Forbes, Wall Street Journal, luxury estates. We have over 1.2 million followers on our social media accounts. So if you want your house everywhere that it could possibly be seen, you're going to be getting that with Sotheby's. And I can tell you that when you meet somebody new and they ask what company you're working for and you say Russ Lyon Sotheby's International Realty, they know that they are at the highest level that they can get when selling their home. So I think it benefits the customers because of everything I just said. Who wouldn't want to have your house pushed across worldwide and have the amount of support that we have as well? The marketing, the back end support that we have, the things that people never see behind the scenes, it's outstanding with them. So it just helps all of our clients getting the number one experience when they're buying or selling. Managing broker says, if you want to go to, let's say you had an injury and you go to an urgent care or a minute clinic, you're going to get some service, right? You'll probably
Right.
leave somewhat taken care of. But if you want the full scope and you want the full service, you're going to go to the emergency room, right? And you know you're going to
Right.
receive the highest level of care. You may even go to Mayo emergency room to know that you are 100% the best taken care of. That is Russ, Lyon, Sotheby's International Realty. If you want that type of service and you want full service at the highest level, you come to Russ, Lyon, Sotheby's. If you just need a quick transaction and you feel like you don't need somebody there to help you through the whole process and you got this, then, go to that minute clinic or that urgent care.
What is the biggest misconception people have about buying or selling in today's market, and what do they need to know?
I would love for people to stop sitting on the sidelines. Everybody keeps saying, I want to wait for interest rates to go lower. It's going to keep going up and down. It's going to keep going up and down. Some of the folks that I've worked with, when they purchased their original family home, they were looking at 10% or higher for their interest rates. Where we're sitting around 6% is a great time to purchase. People think that they're going to keep dropping. When we had the 2% interest rates, that was an anomaly. We may never see that again. I don't have, a glass ball to be able to tell me that this is going to be coming again, right? So take opportunity of the moment now. Stop sitting on the fence, because by sitting on the fence, what you're doing is you're going to miss that dream home that you want. And if interest rates lower just enough, we're going to see so many people come out of the woodwork looking to purchase homes that it's actually going to drive the price of the homes up. So you're actually going to end up paying more for it. So strike now. Go and get your house. If interest rates lower, then refinance. But get into that home that you love now. Don't miss that opportunity, because I can tell you that when a bidding war comes out, it's going to be really hard. And then you're going to end up buying a house that you don't really want to be in. We have a lot of folks who are coming to us and they're saying, gosh, I purchased back during the height of, everybody. And I was just happy that I got a house, but this isn't really the house for me. Now I need to go and try and find another house. Do you want to be doing that? Some people don't mind buying and selling every few years, but for a lot of folks, they want to stay there for a little bit. So I would say, please act now. Don't keep waiting around, and figure out your finances now. Don't call the real estate agent and start looking at houses and price points that you can't afford. Go ahead and determine, am I purchasing with cash? Okay, what is my budget? If I need to get financed, reach out to me. I can recommend local lenders, and I highly recommend local lenders because they're going to be there through the whole process with you. If you go with a large mortgage company, nothing bad against them, but if you want a more personalized experience, a local, you talk to John every single time you call. If you go with a large company, it's whoever answers the phone that day, right? So
Right.
get your finances figured out. Know what your budget is. Know what you're going to be able to afford. So you're not looking at $700,000 houses when you can only afford $400,000, because then you're just going to be disappointed when you look at all of the 400,000. Plus, it makes you ready to purchase when you find that house, rather than being like, oh, well, wait, I need to go and get financed, or I need to figure out these things. Let's get that whole process ready to go. And then let's go look at houses. So when you find that one you love, we can act right away.
So buyers buy now, be prepared so you can strike when you find what you're looking for. Should sellers do the same? Is now a good time to sell as
It
well?
is.
Okay.
So right now when we're doing this recording is December. So our market is really October, depending weather-wise, through about April, May again, depending weather-wise. So we are in our season. Summer is not the prime time to sell your house because we don't have as many individuals here. Not everybody wants to move when it's 120 degrees. It's weird. So we don't tend to see as many homes moving during that time frame. So really, you should start planning at least 6 months in advance if you know you're planning on moving, so that you can have all the steps in place so that you are geared up and ready to put your house on market in the heat of our market, so that we're getting the most eyes on it. There are tons of people who are coming into the Valley either because they are here visiting family, they're coming for all the amazing events that we have, or they're snowbirds and they're here for multiple months. Get your house in front of all of those folks now. Don't try to hope you can get into a bunch of people in the summertime when we don't see as many people. So I think having a plan in place is the biggest thing that everybody, buyers or sellers, need to be aware of. Don't take this as just a simple going to the grocery store. You know what I mean? Like, this is a huge transaction. Let's make sure that we have everything in place as quickly as possible. And then you'll feel a lot less stress about it as well.
Speaking of sellers, what should they be doing now to prepare, even if they're not ready to list for several months? And we talked about having a plan. Is there anything they should do with their actual home?
Sometimes we get a little lazy when it comes to our own homes. Oh, I'll take care of that later. Oh, I'll take care of that later. Make a list of all those take care of it later types of things and start getting those items done. Maybe there is a section of wall that you've been meaning to touch up because you had hung a bunch of pictures there and you changed it, for example. Start getting, that honey-do list taken care of so that your house does present the best. Curb appeal is 100% a real thing. So you want to make sure that the outdoor of your home looks nice, whether that be maybe you need to plant something now that then will be more mature and look nicer by the time you do list your house.
I heard that you should take pictures in the spring if you're going to sell it in the winter.
I have a client in Colorado who we took pictures in the summertime so that you could see all the flowers and the green grass and it looks really beautiful. And then we're also going to take pictures in winter because you want to see both of those seasons. Arizona in the valley doesn't necessarily have that, but if you're in Flagstaff or Payson or something like that, absolutely catching both seasons because people are maybe coming because they want that snow. Yeah. So take advantage of that, get snowy pictures and also summer pictures. And then something else I would encourage is anybody, whether you've lived in your house for 5 years or 50 years, you've probably acquired a few things, right? So we need to start looking at organizing and getting rid of some things. So start with one of my professional organizers that I work with. She says, start with a closet. Go to that coat closet and start going through and saying, these are items that I have to keep. I'm not 100% sure I'm going to donate or I'm going to throw away or sell or whatever you want to do, and start working through each room. So you're not, 2 weeks out from us doing photos going, oh, shoot, I still have to go through all of these areas. I have to take all, this stuff out of my den or whatever that looks like. Start taking care of that because that's a really big process, especially if you've lived in the house for a long period of time and acquired a lot of things. You also want to depersonalize your home. We love seeing your family photos and all of your cherished items, but we want people who are coming in to purchase your house to feel like they can live there. And if it's extremely personalized to you, they're going to feel like they're in your home, not a home that could be theirs. So you want to depersonalize that.
A lot of that sounds like it will eliminate stress when you go to list anyway. So you're kind of doing yourself a favor, and then you're also making your home ready better to sell too.
Yes. Yes, and definitely look at getting your house deep cleaned. I'm not saying anybody has a dirty house, but having your house deep cleaned before you list it just helps to kind of freshen everything up. You may not even notice sometimes, areas that get a little dirty, maybe a light switch or a door or something like that. So it's just nice to have it fresh and clean so that people don't get distracted by maybe something small as scuffs on the wall or something like that. It just helps to kind of freshen it up.
What do you wish more buyers knew before they started their home search that would make the process smoother and less stressful? You did already mention a few things, like being ready with lending and finances.
We don't have to look at 1,000 houses. You don't have to see every single house in a neighborhood. Let's narrow it down somewhat. I don't want to restrict people because you may be surprised. I had a client who was bound and determined they were staying in Fountain Hills and now they live in Rio Verde. They never wanted to be in a situation where they had hauled water and now it doesn't bother them. So you do have to be open. So not only do we need to narrow your search, but you need to be more open. And I know that's kind of contradictory, but what I do with any of my clients, so I do a buyer consultation. When you think that you want to work with me, I have you come into the office and we have about an hour meeting where I introduce myself to you and I get to know who you are. I want to understand, what are you looking for in a home? What is your reason that you're purchasing a home? And if it's a couple, I'll have each one of them not looking, make a list of their top 5 to 10 things that they want to see in a house. Then we compare the list and then we discuss, okay, somebody who says that they want a golf course view. Well, what does that look like? Why do you want a golf course view? I may think that it's because you like to golf and you want to watch the golfers out there. But for some people, maybe moving from Chicago, they just want grass. They want to see grass. So maybe we don't have to be on a golf course if we're near a park. So
Mm.
getting to further understand what exactly people are looking for and understanding what those top needs are is really important. And maybe also looking outside of the box as well. You know, like I said, those clients are up in Rio Verde and they absolutely love it. They have more property than they thought they were going to be able to have. They have gorgeous views and they just need to make a few adjustments based off of specifically what they're looking for. So, I think that sometimes people come in with this is exactly what I must have. I have to be exactly in this section, but be a little open. If you have a really good real estate agent such as myself, I'm going to help to guide you to areas that I know will work maybe based off of specific criteria or even your budget that you have. We work a lot up in the Cave Creek area because some folks will come to Fountain Hills, not find exactly what they're looking for, but Cave Creek and Carefree offer some of the similar types of things and people are surprised. Oh, I had no idea. So we can really open your mind to some great areas that you may not have considered. Or for example, some people in Moon Valley want to be specifically in that one little section around Moon Valley Country Club. Not that that's not amazing, but you can go right across Thunderbird and still find as beautiful of homes and still be considered Moon Valley.
What does "don't make a move without us" mean to you, Jill? And how do you ensure clients feel supported from the first conversation through closing and beyond?
Don't make a move without us is truly that. You don't want to move anywhere without us there to help you through the entire process because we know that from the moment you say you're interested in buying or selling, we are going to have all hands on deck to help you. You know, whether it be starting out with that buyer consultation where you come into the office with me, you know, we go through the entire process, we put a game plan together, you meet the team, and then we go out and start looking at homes, and then Stacy is there to help with the entire transaction, the timeline. You know, she's extremely hands-on. Plus you have Karen and her knowledge. I mean, it's just, it's a lot of people assuring that this process is 100% taken care of from beginning to end. And so I think that some folks unfortunately don't have that experience when they work with their agent. One of the biggest complaints that people have about real estate agents is communication. I can 100% assure you that our entire team has outstanding communication. We are always checking in with our clients. We are always notifying you to the entire process of where things are at. Even if we don't have an update, we're checking in with you. We want to know how you are doing, even if we don't have anything to update you with. So I think that people would maybe regret not moving with us because we really make sure that it's a seamless process. We do also offer for anybody who is buying and selling with us, we have a moving truck that they get to use for free. We do have it only stay in Arizona though. So if you're moving out of Arizona, we can't help you there. But if you're moving within Arizona, you can use our truck. Think of how much money that's saving. All you would need to do is hire movers if you don't want to do it yourself. And then you have that truck. So it's helping people save money. Maybe they just need to go and pick up a mattress that they purchased, you know, at Sam's Club or something like that, but they don't have a big truck. So it's just an additional service that we offer to our clients. And we're here for them even after the transaction. We have client appreciation events. You know, I try to visit with as many of my clients as I can throughout the year because this is a relationship. It's not just a transaction with us. And we really love the relationships we've built with our clients.
I went to visit Jill at Stroll in the Glow this past weekend, their annual huge Christmas event with hot air balloons and Santa and all the sugar you could ever imagine. And my kids loved your free, they're like, "Ooh, a free moving truck." They loved it. So
That's awesome.
it is such a great offering to someone who is moving
It
because
just takes it to that next step.
yeah, and sometimes when you move, you don't really have that extra money because you're putting it into the house to get that
Right?
truck. So it's just a nice little perk. All right. The Moon Valley Home Tour in 2025 was a huge success, and you were a co-founder with Rochelle Hopkins with that. What made it so special, and what can we expect for the 2026 tour?
Well, I am super excited about 2026, and I want to thank you for partnering with me again this year for Moon Valley Home Tours. I just had this idea that I thought it would be a great opportunity to highlight our beautiful community and let people go in and see homes in a non-pressured environment. And what I mean by that is sometimes the public is a little nervous about going to open houses. Oh gosh, the agent is gonna, get all of my information and hound me, and they're gonna ask me all these questions, or I'm not a serious buyer, I'm just a looky-loo, I shouldn't go. This is your opportunity. It's a great way for us to bring community together, and we go and look at 4 to 5 homes, and people are like, only 4 to 5 homes. Trust me, 4 to 5 homes in a 2-hour time period is more than enough. You want to go and really absorb and enjoy. If you see too many homes, it's all going to blur together. You're going to be exhausted and be like, whew, never doing that again. So this is a way to showcase what's beautiful about Moon Valley, that each one of our homes are going to be different. We saw what we did 25 homes this last season, and not a single house was the same. We went from 300,000 to, gosh, what was that one house, Ashley? Was it
5 million,
Yeah.
3.5 million?
So we saw the full spectrum of what's to offer, and it is to every single age range, which I loved also, whether it be a retiree, whether it be somebody with kids. We have, and you can definitely speak on this, folks who are just moving throughout Moon Valley. They want to be in a different part of it. They want to upsize into a bigger home. And we also brought together our home specialists, which I thought was a great addition. They go through the houses. We have Dave Dion with whole home inspections and David Haislip with construction services of Phoenix. And they come through the houses with us, and they give valuable feedback to the listing agents that they can share with their sellers. And so it's just an opportunity to help the people who are selling their homes, as well as people who want to learn more about Moon Valley, see our beautiful homes that we have. And then afterwards, we do have a really great happy hour where we sit down, we discuss all the houses that we had, and we just spend time together as a community and get to know each other. And I think we've made some great relationships with other individuals that have come. We have our season already set up for next year, all of our dates chosen coming up, and it's just going to be another amazing year.
I do think it helps to also strengthen our community. And we're going into these homes, like Jill said, they're all unique, all different price points. We're meeting people along the way, the realtors or anyone else we see in the house. And it's just like such a great way to strengthen our community, learn more about Moon Valley, like you said. And for someone who's looking to move within Moon Valley, say you live in a smaller home and you need a bigger home, or also maybe you live behind the gate and you want to move to a smaller home in Moon Valley proper, it's just such a great way to see what Moon Valley has to offer. And there were homes last year that I've driven by 100 times, and I had no idea what the inside looked like, and it looked totally different than I could have ever imagined and very unique. I remember there was a bathtub in a closet in one of
Yes.
it was just so informative, and it just helped me to really also appreciate Moon Valley for what it is. And it is so unique and beautiful. And I'm just so excited to meet everyone who signs up this year for our tours and to show you Moon Valley. And I'm thankful Jill gets us in the door in these houses, and she's just going to be a great resource for anyone who is looking to buy or sell in Moon Valley.
One thing I'll say is that Moon Valley was established back in the late 60s around the country club. And so when all of these homes were built, I think they have beautiful architecture. They have a uniqueness to them. Nothing against the homes that are being built now, but a lot of them are very cookie cutter. They're square boxes. They don't have some of the unique features that ours do. And I think a lot of individuals who attend Moon Valley home tours are kind of surprised by that when they come in. And they didn't expect this in the middle of Phoenix, because I almost think that Moon Valley sometimes is a hidden gem. And so it's our way to kind of introduce it to, folks that are just a couple miles down the road too.
For sure. And another really unique part about the Moon Valley home tour is going to see the different restaurants that we go to, because it shows you a restaurant right here in the community that we can support and is doing an outstanding job that you might not have known before.
Agreed. Yes, we love supporting local.
Yes. Well, thank you for being here with me today, Jill.
Well, I really appreciate this opportunity. It was a lot of fun. I love Check Moon Valley First. I love what you have started here. It's been a great way to bring community together. For any businesses that are in the area, I would highly encourage you to look into joining our weekly meetups that we have. I've formed some great relationships with other businesses that have brought referrals, and that's what it's all about, is supporting each other. So I just want to thank you, Ashley, for what you have created in helping bring together Moon Valley and helping the businesses here. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Jill, and thank you for being a part of it. You're such an important part of it, and it just literally wouldn't be here without you and the other businesses that are part of it. So thank you for your kind words and
Absolutely.
for becoming a friend to me too during this.
Yes, that's the best part.
I know. All right. Thank you very much, Jill, and we'll talk to you later.
Sounds good. Thanks.